Right back at you again. Officer Shapat Dayakin. Dropping something heavy with these cowards out here. Yeah. Coming straight from 125th, 1 West, Harlem, New York. Home of the truth, nigga. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written. The men right back at you again. Officer Shapat Dayakin. Dropping something heavy with these cowards out. Yeah. Coming straight from 125th, 1 West, Harlem, New York. Home of the truth, nigga. Man's God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. All day as we discuss how they don't like us. Captains on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders can't get between us. Watch where you stepping. Cause a scene, you gon' see how brotherhood is a weapon. Tough skin protect our wrists. Teach girls and kids about it. Call them prophetess, a priest damn near nothing without it. More than rubies, cute and understanding when describing. Virtue, love, and no lip from the daughters of Zion. Gold teeth, earrings, chains, and the rings. Precious metals, fabrics, synthetic stones, and everything. Trying to catch the slang, rewind what we rap and slang. Lost in parables, the scripture breakdowns terrible. Yasha Allah, Prince of the power, we are the Jews. God on earth, you can see it by watching all our moves. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha.
It's 1 West, 125th. They let the priests in the building. This is 1 West, 125th. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building, nigga. Beards, braids, and boots, even though I got a bald head, long nose. Pistol, I feel that bitch with bald heads, all prank. Tissue pulling out that boy's head. Shit's chopped, looking like a bulls at a street fight, too. Hands faster than the Honda. You don't want no problems, roll up on you like Blanca. One West, that's the mantra. Red hairband with a spray gun like Contra. Check your attitude, the gear stretch, longitude, the latitude. Come on. I'm a priest, bitch, so some fucking gratitude. Could tell I'm One West by the way I walk, way I talk. 125th straight New York. Ballin', nigga. And I'm a reppin' to the death of me. I die for the guy on the right or the left of me. You turn into beast mode, I'm turning to priest mode. Get to knock a nigga out like Craig for thinking they default. It's One West, 125th. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building. This is One West, 125th. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building, nigga. All core, men at war. I just follow Captain Yachty, with him I go. I might lose my shit for him, I blow and get to picking niggas off through that one-eye scope. We got a garment down to the foot, girdle around the paps, not a scuff on the boot. Yeah. You niggas try and look tough and look cute while we rock rough and stuff until your stuffing loose. Been held back too long, now we busting loose, breaking down the barriers, this destructive truth. I was talking to a dumb nigga rhyme and he said we the Israelites, that's no denying. I said yeah, but you ain't in compliance, you trying to be Kyrie, I'm trying to be General Muhammad. That's right. It make me want to break a nigga's spine and do what a doc can't even fucking realign him. I get a nigga to get a nigga on consignment. It's One West, 125th. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building. This is One West, 125th. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building, nigga. They let the priests in the building, nigga. This the truth, this the home. Home of the truth. When niggas ain't gotta roam. Yeah. When niggas ain't gotta die alone. Put a nigga on both sides, you ain't gotta die alone. Be like, that nigga deader than a motherfucker. I brought my sword back wetter than a motherfucker. Fuck the turtles. I'm shredded like a motherfucker in this gym trying to get shredded like a motherfucker. The loose can and the firebomb. Everything on this gun custom like a Daiwan. I call it Wanyala. The Kwa. The Maka, Yahaja, Malakati, Yaganan. Let's go! They let the priests in the building, nigga, waking up on people. Even when we chillin', nigga, fuck them fake camps. Better get with the realer niggas. For Christ come back and say, kill them niggas!
And we're back. The team is looking down the barrel of a 4:55 meeting.
Zooming got that drip, bitch.
Used to hit packs, stood on the block and was moving the snack. Now I spit truth and I'm writing these raps. I follow y'all, how was y'all, he coming back. All of my niggas really changed their life and we sitting in class every single night. Sipping on you say, and we breaking out scriptures that law really get you right. That's the Lord, why did he save me? Baby, born in the 80s. Used to hide dope in my grandmother's basement. I seen the nigga brains all on the pavement. 32 with a switch and the laser. I was down bad with an 8-ball scale and a razor. I came out the struggle, I finally made it. I counted these blessings, I'm never complaining. Soldier, they give me your orders, they corner one corner, I do what I'm told. Nothing my crown, I'ma be fly as a bitch. You know I'm a dip in gold. They call me Batak, so that mean I'm bold. Came out the block, used to beat up the pot, then hit all the things in the holes. I chased the money, was losing my soul. Yeah. Used to hit packs, stood on the block and was moving the snack. Now I spit truth and I'm writing these raps. I follow y'all, how was y'all, he coming back. All of my niggas really changed their life and we sitting in class every single night. Sipping on you say, and we breaking out scriptures that law really get you right.
Only the real ones call me ruler. Got 50 round steel drum in the Ruger. I say go kill one of my shooter. He say I owe you like a sooner. Hey yo, talk, tell me why they testing me. Used to get guap, weed and ecstasy. I'm out the kitchen, still with the recipe. I'm in the truth, building a legacy. I keep a couple shooters with a secretary. If you ain't over me, then you ain't me. I just hopped off the plane of Puerto Rico, Hollers and Quinte and Cinco. Homie, I leave you stresses like a limo. Pull up in any city with a rental. Free my dogs out and get them out the kennel. Enemy trying to pit me like an NO, you know.
Used to hit packs, stood on the block and was moving the snack. Now I spit truth and I'm writing these raps. I follow y'all, how was y'all, he coming back. All of my niggas really changed their life and we sitting in class every single night. Sipping on you say, and we breaking out scriptures that law really get you right. I was locked down on myself, asking the Lord every night when am I getting out. Why he keep sending me blessings and I keep on fucking up, still haven't figured it out. Talk about behind me, I had to lose my bust me and you and then made it right. 40 on me got a body, nigga tried rob me and ended up losing his life. I bought a ticket to Cuba, TSA locked me up when I was boarding the flight. Crackers ain't give me a bail, so I was stuck in that bitch and that shit had me tight. And I had beef with the ops. I put the mirror in the bathroom and made me a knife. I see why the murder rate high. Niggas be pussy and shit and they can't really fight. Used to hit packs, stood on the block and was moving the snack. Now I spit truth and I'm writing these raps. I follow y'all, how was shot, he coming back. All of my niggas really changed their life and we sitting in class every single night. Sipping no do say and we breaking out scriptures that law really get you right.
But the real answer to your question is that when it feels scary to jump, otherwise you end up staying in the same place your whole life. And that I can't do.
Jumped off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Jumped off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart.
From a West world to street sharks. Niggas will take your name, but niggas can't take your heart. Niggas will backdoor you and try to steal your part. We not affiliated with you, we set apart. We never hard to find, we always outside in them deep waters where them sharks reside. In them valleys and trenches, ain't no love, ain't no friendships. And when you switch sides, yeah, that pain gon' be endless. Fuck you gon' do with us? 762 to be life apart. Jumped in the deep, but it can't swim with us. The real from the fake, we show them apart. Copy, but don't get the same result. Stay in your lane, just playing your part. It's levels. You wasn't here from the start. You better rough. Just being yourself.
Jumped off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, me all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Jumped off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got a dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Got a dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart.
Come to the deep end, yeah, where it's dark. G locked like a pit, but it won't like a shark. Black tips on the 5-7 looking like darts. We are not the same, you can tell us apart. Let me slow the flow down, come on, let's walk. Change the whole game, let's talk. Look at it now, then look at the start. Look at me now, so why would you start? Swing on me over bars, I slide on them, but this ain't a walk in the park. Catch my shotgun in his will, I bet you I'm sawing it off. Nigga, I'm an Israelite and a gangster, so do not compare me to y'all. You can lose an ear over one to mine, compare me to Peter, that's all. The smaller you are, the farther you thrown. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. Listen for what? You ain't accomplished what you telling me to do. These niggas is off. I keep the commandments, you calling the law. It's written in stone, the hands of God. The 3, 5, 7, hold 9, and I'm still beating the
Jumped
odds.
off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Jumped off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. We ain't had to step foot off the porch. When we had the ops outside the door, we just grabbed the pound and count the asses down and they ain't come back no more. I ain't even want to sell crack no more. Fiends was calling back and forth. We was in too deep, I couldn't get no sleep. Fiends knocking at the door. I was out late night swimming with the great whites. Had to sling white just to get the pay right. On the block all night to the daylight. Thank the Lord out of the game cause it ain't right. You don't even know the half that I've been through. Hopefully you'll never ever had to. Street shit get nutty like cashews. And be your own damn niggas that'll blast you. You outside stiffer than a statue. They'll blast you like they never met you. That's how they do you. Treat you like they never even knew you. Put that metal through you like voodoo. Better keep your feet on land. That's the porch. We out in the street swimming in the deep end with the sharks. Jumped off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Jumped off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog in me, all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart.
What's going on? What's going on? Shalom. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah to all my brothers. Yahweh Shemar Latha Hashem, Yahweh Shah to all my sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General Yohana. And what we do is we teach the Black, Hispanic, and Native people that they gotta come to each other, come back to each other, join together as one family and start loving each other as the laws of the Bible dictates. The laws of the Bible tells us to do this. You know what I'm saying? And today's subject is us joining together and not giving our oppressor rule over us, not giving those who hate us to have rule and charge over us. That's been one of our downfalls since the beginning of time. What am I talking about? Voting. Voting. See, back in the day, we was taken into slavery. We had no choice in the matter. We was kidnapped, brutalized, abused, neglected, mistreated, and we had no choice in who our master was. But now they give us the right to vote, and you're literally voting for those people to do the same thing to us. Y'all voting for those people to abuse us. Y'all voting for those people to you know what I'm saying, neglect us, kill us, and do all types of manner of evil unto your own people. That's what voting actually does. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to prove it today with the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to open up the class to any questions. If you have any questions at all, anything that might be plaguing your mind, anything that, you know what I'm saying, you may be thinking about, you know what I'm saying, just type it on in. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to get it together, all right? We're going to talk about it all. You know what I'm saying? So any questions, type them on in. If not, I'm going to go to the first scripture, which is Exodus 23:8. Because why is voting such a big issue in the Black community? Why do we choose to partake in a system that is blatantly oppressing us? We fought so hard to have our voice heard through voting, and now you find out that they are suppressing your vote, and yet you still want to vote for them. You still want them to represent you. And that bugs me out, that confuses me. I don't understand why. Why would you want them to vote for you? What is the purpose of them voting for you? What is the purpose of you voting for them? Why? How does it benefit you? Can you please explain that to me? I need to understand that. Because you look at our oppressor like they are meant to lead you, as if they are meant. The problem is the people that are supposed to be leading the Black community, the people that we look up to lead us morally and spiritually and socially, they are 304s. They are whores. They are paid to do these type of things. They are paid to endorse these type of messages. The government literally pays them to promote, you know what I'm saying, the right to vote, fight for your right. They're suppressing your vote. That was a big thing in the news a few months back. Now I don't even think I hear about it. But they're suppressing the Black vote, suppressing the Black vote. Now they got you all riled up. Now you're actually worried about that, about your vote being suppressed. But let me tell you something. They're not suppressing your vote. They barely even pay attention to your vote. You know what I'm saying? They're not suppressing it at all. But your leaders want you to be in fear of losing your voice to a people who are not hearing you anyway. They want you to fear that to a people that's not hearing you, period. So let's get with it. Let's get Exodus 23 and 8. Shall I start above it? Now let's start at it. Exodus chapter 23, verse 8. And it reads, and thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. Now, let me tell you something. You look at your social leaders, you look at your pastor, you look at your teachers, you look at all these people that's supposed to be leading the Black community as wise and righteous people. But let me tell you something. They getting paid and they receiving benefits to endorse certain parties and to endorse voting, to promote voting amongst our people. They get paid to do these things. And then look at the people they paying. Look at the people that they promote to endorse these messages. You know what I'm saying? If I remember not too long ago, about a good 20 years ago, you know what I'm saying, your homeboy, your friend, your buddy, your pal, Sean P. Diddy Combs, was promoting a message that said, vote or die. Vote or die. See, he even pushed the fear tactic into it. He said, vote or die. As if our lives depend on us choosing an oppressor to oppress us. That's the message that he endorses. That's the message that he brought forth. It was paid to do so. Before then, it was rock the vote. And then he comes around and puts a little hip hop spin. And now it's vote or die. And mind you, it really didn't even do nothing. That's the funny part about it. That's the funny part about it. But our so-called leaders literally receive gifts to do these things. They literally receive gifts to promote such messages. You know what I'm saying? But let's hop up to the first verse. Let's hop up to the first verse. Right? Let me type it on in. Let's hop up to the first verse. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Let me tell you something. When you are voting and you're siding with your oppressor, because that's technically what you're doing. You're siding with those that hate you. You're siding with them. Puff that Sean P. Diddy Combs made a false report saying if you don't vote, you're gonna die. And you agreed with it and you voted. And you shared that message. You put your hands with these wicked. You put the hands with the wicked. Why are you saying I put my hands with the wicked? Let me tell you something. When you out there having your people, the children of God, Black, Hispanic, and Native people, when you're out there gathering them up to do something that is against God, oh, yes, voting is against God. Voting is not part of God's, for shortness of word, it's not part of God's plan. And I'm going to prove that after the next verse. I'm going to prove that after the next verse. But listen to what this said. Let's read that again. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Man, you are, when you cast a vote, you are being a witness to a certain person being a good leader for your nation, a good leader for your people. That's exactly what you are doing. You are saying this set of people is fit to rule and lead your people. That's what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you're saying. But let's continue. And no, let's drop down to verse 7 real quick. Let's drop down to verse 7. All right. Exodus chapter 23, verse 7. Keep thee far from a false matter. Let me tell you something. That you're gonna vote or die. Black people gotta vote. We gotta vote. We gotta vote. Vote. That is a false matter. Why is it a false matter? Look why they are telling us to vote. They want us to vote because they believe it's going to solve our issue. They believe voting for any of these oppressors is going to solve any black issue. But let me tell you something, it's not. It's not going to solve not near black issue that we have. So it's a false matter. So stay away from these false matters. Stay away from voting for either evil. Matter of fact, that's a false matter when they say, well, what am I to do? Pick the lesser of two evils? A lot of Christians will say yes. But no, that's a false matter. You should not be voting for either evil, either one of them. In fact, voting altogether is against the Most High. Voting on, and I'm going to prove it with the next verse, but let me read this again from the top, right? Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. There is no justification in what you're saying. Hold on, what is this guy saying on YouTube? Let's read this, y'all. The Bible says in the end time, people will proclaim what is right is wrong, and what is wrong, they will say is right. This is happening today, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That is said. You know what I'm saying? And they want to make it seem like it's a right thing for Black, Hispanic, and Natives to vote. But it's not. The problem is they are believing their own heart. They're believing they're leaning onto their own understanding. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get Deuteronomy, I believe it's 17 or 15. Or is it 15 or 17? Let's try 17 to 15 first. Let's try 17 and 15 first. And if you have any questions, type them on in. But let me explain to everybody why it's absolutely against the laws of the Most High. Why it's absolutely against the laws of God for you to vote. For you to be picking somebody, a heathen, a Gentile to rule over you. You are God's chosen. You are Black, Hispanic, and Native. You are God's chosen people, set apart. Who are they to be having any rule and charge over you that wasn't given to them from God? That's the question. Well, let me get there with you real quick. Actually, let's go to verse 14. Let's move up one. Let's move up one verse. Go up to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 14. And remember, if you have any questions, type them on in. But Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Like that's been a problem amongst Israel, which reigns true today. This problem reigns true amongst our people today. Black, Hispanic, and Native people, we always want to be like the other nations. We always want to do what they do. We want to have what they have. And it reigns true today. You ain't willing to suffer and build your own because you too impatient. So you will sell drugs and kill and murder your people. You will sell your body just to have a Mercedes because you see our oppressor driving Mercedes, Teslas, Maybachs. You would do anything to live their lifestyle. Anything. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee. Like, listen, that's period. You come into this land and you want a king because all the other nations have a king. All these nations round and about you have a king, so you want a king. So you want to set a king above you, but no, the Most High said you shall not set a king over you. Because Israel has been known to make some bad decisions. Israel has been known to mess up. Israel ain't the most consistent and selfless of people. You know what I'm saying? We are not going to be as wise as the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. That's who we should choose. And it will be obvious who the Most High picks. It'll be obvious. Like King David, you know what I'm saying? There was a little split because people didn't know. But King David had to win a fight against Saul so people could know that the Most High was with King David. Sometimes it might have to get to that level. But you'll know who the Most High is with by the fruits of his work. You'll know who the Most High is with. You'll see it. It'll be clear as day. Now tell me, who is the Most High with? Is he with Biden or is he with Trump? Who the Most High with? Neither one of them. They both evil. They're both wicked and they both ain't of our people. But I'm about to get to that. Let me start that from the top again. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. So it's going to be one amongst our people, one amongst our brothers, one amongst us. It's not going to be a heathen. It's not going to be an enemy. It's not going to be somebody who will use and abuse us. It's not going to be that. It's not going to be that. It's going to be one from amongst our brothers. That's who we're going to be following. That's who the Most High will pick. Biden, last time I checked, he's not black. He's not Hispanic. He's not Native. Last time I checked, Trump, he's not black. He's not Hispanic. He's not Native. So who is he? He's not of our people. So the Most High definitely ain't choosing them to lead and rule over us. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Oh no. That's telling the qualifications of that king. But that's it right there. If he ain't, for one, the Most High should pick him. There's no vote going on. The Most High picks who our leader is. Second qualification, he must be of our own people. If he's not of our own people, we shouldn't be voting for him. We shouldn't be voting, period. and we should not be voting, period, because it's not a culture or a custom of ours. It's a custom of theirs. You know what I'm saying? But hold on one sec. Let me see some. What is that? Now, some of y'all might be, what if there's a black person that's running for politics? Like, let me tell you something. Let's go to Leviticus 19:11. Let's go to Leviticus 19:11. And let me tell you something. Y'all might be like, if it's a black person running, you know, if we ain't vote, Obama probably would. Let me tell you something. Obama's not our people, for one. All y'all did is vote in a dark-skinned oppressor into the system to further oppress us. Obama, and the proof of that is Obama did nothing for us. He did everything for the LGBTQ community, which is a blatant weapon to destroy our community. But let's get Leviticus 19:11. If you got any questions, type them on in. You know what I'm saying? Leviticus chapter 19, verse 11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. Let me tell you something. This is a rule for all you people that want a black politician in there. Like, listen, no being a politician is another word for saying thief and liar. All politicians deal falsely with us. Every last one of them, from the local to the national. Not one black politician stands on business, nor have they ever. So no, voting for our own is against it too. Because remember, the Most High said we should not be setting them over us, period. We don't make the best decisions. But these are the things that politicians do. They lie. They deal falsely. They steal. And these are the people that you're voting in to rule and lead you. And you wondering why you ain't got no money. You wondering why the rent is sky high. You wonder why the taxes are so high. You wonder why the pay is so low. You wondering why you got to work 70 hours a week just to get by. It's because you voted. It's because you voted. But let's drop that. Let's get Psalms 118. Psalms 118, verse 8. You might go to 9, I think. Psalms 118, verse 8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. Let me tell you something. Us Black, Hispanic, and Natives, yeah, we got problems. We got problems in this country, in this world. We have problems. From the islands, the Caribbean islands, to the South America, Central America, to Europe, to Canada, to all over the world. We have problems as a people. We have nothing. We don't have our own land. We don't have our own military. We don't have our own economics. We have nothing. We have no resources. It's hard to even classify us as a nation because we have nothing. So who should we turn to fix this problem? Who should we turn to gather land? Who should we turn to equip a military? Who should we turn to create a monetary system? Who should we turn to for these type of things? Should we turn to our enemy for that? Should we turn to the oppressor? Should we turn to Trump or Biden? Should we turn to Caucasians to solve this issue? Are they going to solve the issue of us gaining our own land? No, because they make billions off of us a year. Billions. Do they want us to have our own military? Nah, because they will be in direct fear of retaliation for what they did to us. They would never allow us to have our own military. So while you think they're going to lead and fix our problems, they are not. They are not. They are not going to fix our problems, period. Because it's not beneficial for them. It's not beneficial for America, for all Black, Hispanic, and Natives to exit this hellhole. It's not beneficial. What is beneficial is to keep us here. What is beneficial is have us clinging on to hope. That's what's beneficial for them. Because they will gain money by doing such things. They profit off of our cultures. They profit off of our pain. They profit off of our history. And they're going to profit off of our future. Till a certain future comes, it stops all that. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. You think Prince Trump or any of these people are actually capable of solving any issue that we have? Are they capable of solving anything, any problem that we have as Black, Hispanic, and Native people? What problem of ours are they able to solve? I'm curious. I want to know. I want to know. Let me tell you something. There's none. There's not one problem of ours that they could solve or even care to solve. Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get Proverbs 8 and 15. Look at Proverbs 8 and 15. Let me see. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 15. By me, kings reign and princes decree justice. By me, princes rule and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. Like, understand that everybody that's in power is only in power because the Most High ordains it. The Most High allows it. So what are you voting for? Where does your vote come in? What, did you have a conversation with God like, yo, I think that man might be the better slave master for us? That man might be the better oppressor. Did you have conversation? No. Everybody that ever gained power on this planet gained power mainly for the Lord's glory. Mainly for the Lord's glory. Because they're going to get puffed up with this power and they're going to fall, and it's all going to be a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? It's all going to be a beautiful thing. But let's drop that. Let's get on let's go to Deuteronomy 28. And I think it's something ahead of it, wasn't it? Yeah, let's start with 47. Let's put a little context behind it. Deuteronomy 28 and 47. Let's go there. Let's go there. All right. If you're there, read along with me. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Look, straight up and down. Because we messed up. There's some things we're going to have to go through. Because we didn't serve the Lord properly. Because we ain't uphold his laws and his guidelines and his way of life as we were supposed to. We're going to have to go through some things. You know what I'm saying? Here's one of the things that we're going to have to go through. Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. We're going to have to serve our enemies. That's why we working 40 plus hours a week serving them. That's why we are out there shopping in their supermarkets. You know what I'm saying? Going to their restaurants, going into their department stores, buying our clothes. Look, everything we need from them. You're not alive, you're not dead unless they give the approval. Unless they have to give the approval on all that. You know what I'm saying? Let's read that again. Thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger. You hungry right now? You're going to have to go to their restaurant, their supermarket. You need their food stamps to purchase it. You need their money to purchase it because it ain't our economic system, it's theirs. You know what I'm saying? We need them for the want of all things. Well, let's continue. And in thirst, water is the majority of this planet. But if we're thirsty, we're going to have to go to our oppressor for some water. A lot of us don't know how to filter out our own water to go to a darn riverbank and do it. You're going to drink that water and be sick for days. It's illegal in almost every state to collect rainwater. You know what I'm saying? If you want some water, you're going to have to go to them. You want soda, you got to go to them. You want Kool-Aid, you got to go. If you want anything to quench your thirst, you're going to have to go to them. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And in nakedness, you want some clothes, you want some, those Jordans. Guess what? Jordans is still ran by Nike. Yeah. Jordan gets a bigger stake of the pie. But Jordan technically is still a puppet. And let's not even bring Jordan into this. Let's bring any black designer into it. Matter of fact, black designers are thinking that it's a good thing for them to design their clothes for our enemy. We are making Louis Vuitton fly. We are making Coach fly. We are making Brook Brothers fly. We are making all these high-end name brands of fashion fly. And what do? We got to go to them for clothes anyway. Know why we got to go to them for clothes? Because we don't have no textile plants. In fact, we don't even have any resources to make textile. What cotton do we own? How about wool? Do y'all own any sheep? Well, how you gonna make the textiles? How you gonna make the fabric? We got to go to them for everything. If you even making your own clothes, you're going to them for the fabric. And let's say by some weird chance that you are making your own fabric. Guess what? You got to go to them for the material. You got to go to them for the cotton, the wool, the polyester, so forth and so on. Whatever you making your joints out of, you still got to go to them. And not no vote is going to change that. You got to go to them for the one of all things. You just had a baby. Guess what? Your baby ain't considered alive unless he approves that birth certificate. Somebody better sign that birth certificate. Or that baby ain't even considered alive. Guess what? You ain't considered dead unless you got a death certificate. Your woman ain't considered your woman unless you have a marriage license in this country. This is the world we live in. And voting is not going to change that. Voting is going to just help us increase on leaning onto our enemy. In fact, if anything, voting proves that we got to go to him for the one of all things. Because voting is going to him and the one of him to solve our problems, which he will never do because it's unbeneficial for him to do. It's not beneficial for him to solve any of our problems. Not one. You know what I'm saying? Not one. Let's drop that. Let's get let's get Proverbs 8 and 10. Let's go back to Proverbs 8. Let me type it up in here. Now, those on TikTok, because I see I got some people on the tickety-talk. I mean, not TikTok, Twitter. Got some people on the Twitter. Let me tell you something. If you on Twitter, do me this favor. If you want to see the scripture, you want to keep notes, go to YouTube, ISUPK Boston, ISUPK Connecticut, or Facebook, ISUPK Boston, or ISUPK Connecticut. All right. But what's I about to go? Oh yeah, I gotta type it in, right? I never even typed it in. Wow. Proverbs 8 and 10. Oh, I did type it in. Oh, my bad. This thing don't drag down like it's supposed to. All right. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 10. Receive my instruction and not silver and knowledge rather than choice gold. The whole problem with the political system is the bottom line, our vote points more towards us wanting silver and gold. We want riches. As a people, we vote for that person that we believe would help us out more financially. You know why? Because we don't believe this country will ever decline and crumble and fall. Which, let me tell you something, every country, every empire, every kingdom has declined, crumbled, and fall. And nothing's going to change with America. But since we don't believe that, we fighting for the riches of America, which is why we are joining the political system, which is why we partake in the political system. A lot of black people right now are going to vote for Trump because the simple fact is they believe Trump is going to bring back stimmies. They think Trump is going to bring back stimmies. If you don't know what a stimmy is, a stimulation package that was given out during COVID to help keep the economy going. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. He's not going to do it, but I understand you got that hope because you're looking for the silver and the gold. You're looking for the monetary gain. But this scripture right here is telling us straight up and down. Stop chasing all oppressors' money. Start looking for that wisdom of God, that knowledge of God. Start trying to follow God, which is these law, statutes, commandments, which us in the ISUPK teach. This is what we're about. We bring out all the time these law, statutes, commandments, and I understand. You don't want that. You don't want to gather together. You don't want to love your people. What you want is money. You want to be rich in a society that hates you. You want to be, know why you want to be rich in a society that hates you? The truth is, you want to be rich in a society that hates you because you want to look down on your own people. You want to brag around your own people. You're not really for the growth of your people. You're only for the growth of yourself, which is why y'all are begging for reparations. Y'all not about the people. Y'all really about the money. Y'all really about the money. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. Listen, your voting is showing that you're looking for the wrong things. You voting for Trump or Biden ain't giving you no type of wisdom to get your people out of this hellhole that we in. You ain't getting no type of knowledge, no type of wisdom. You just keeping them in chains. You're probably polishing the change. You know what I'm saying? Probably galvanized the chains. You probably did all that. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get John 19 and 9. Let's see how our actual king does things. Let's see how the man that we are supposed to be like does things. The man that told us to be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect. John 19 and 9. This wasn't the one I was looking for. Oh, I might have to go up a bit. Let's go up to let's start at 19 and 1. Let's start at 19 and 1. Let me see how we're supposed to be looking at this country that we truly don't believe is going to fall. Let me show you the spirit that we're supposed to have in this place. You know what I'm saying? Then Pilate therefore took Jesus and scourged him. And the soldiers plaited a crown of thorns and put it on his head. And they put on him a purple robe. All right. A lot of these fake Israelite groups out there like to think purple means something of value. But no. They mocked our king with that. You know what I'm saying? They put a crown of thorns on him. You know what I'm saying? They scourged him. They're doing a whole bunch of evil unto him. But you got to peep how our king rode. You got to understand how this man moved. And you got to move in the same way, in the same likeness, in the same manner. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Verse 3. And said, Hail, King of the Jews. And they smote him with their hands. So they mocking him, calling King of the Jews, and they slapped him. They slapping him. They just being real abusive at this point now, right? Verse 4. Pilate therefore went forth again and saith unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that ye may know that I find no fault in him. So he's letting them know. I find no fault in this man. Pilate like, yo, I don't think this man did anything wrong. Y'all brought him to me like he was some type of criminal. Y'all want me to kill him. Like, yo, I find no fault in this man. Let's continue. Verse 5, then came Jesus forth, wearing the crown of thorns and purple robe. And Pilate saith unto them, Behold the man. When the chief priests, therefore, and officers saw him, they cried out, saying, Crucify him, crucify him. Pilate saith unto them, Take ye him and crucify him, for I find no fault in him. So it's the Christians of those days. The Christians of those days, the so-called leadership of the community back then, wanted Christ crucified, just like they are doing today. That's why they don't follow the Christ of the Bible. They follow the Christ of their heart. They follow the Christ of their imagination. They follow the Christ of their oppressor. They follow the Christ of their pastor. They don't follow the Christ of the Bible. Because if they did, they would know that they're following a gangster. So let's continue. The Jews answered them, We have a law, and by our law he ought to die, because he made himself the Son of God. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was the more afraid, and went again into the judgment hall, and said unto Jesus, Whence art thou? But Jesus gave him no answer. That's how gangster Christ was. He ignored the rulers. He ignored the man that is like, your life is literally in this man's hands. And he ignored them. That's something that you should be doing. You should be ignoring the rulers of this land. You should be ignoring the Trumps, ignoring the Bidens, ignoring all these so-called rulers that's pushing you to vote, pushing you to pick, forcing you to pick a side amongst your enemies. They're not beneficial for you. They're not beneficial for you at all. Not one bit. Not one bit. You know what I'm saying? And there's more to this, but I want to skip up out of this real quick. Just for a sec. We'll skip up out of this for a sec. And we're going to drop to let's go to Daniel 2:19. No, we ain't gonna go there. Let's go what we should be doing. Let's go to Judges 3 and 4. No, that's a lot though. But let's do it anyway. Let's go to Judges 3 and 4. Matter of fact, no. Let's see how Christ got to this point real quick. Hold on, let me find the scripture real quick. I'm close. Bear with me. Here it is, John 19. Let's go to John 19. Let's see how Christ got to that point where they putting crowns on his head. And he had to show us how to roll. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to John 19. Let's start with let's go to 19 and 10. Let's start from 10. Let's just continue on. Let's see how Christ rolled. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like I told you, like we just let off, Christ just ignored him. Christ ignored the man, straight up and down ignored him. Now, he should be offended. Like if I have the power to kill you and you just ignore the questions that I'm asking you, I will feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So let's read it. Verse 10. Then saith Pilate unto him, Speak thou not unto me. Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee? Like Pilate let him know, like you're gonna ignore me, and I got the power to kill you or to let you live. And Christ knew that. Christ knew that. But Christ is a gangster. Christ knew that there was a bigger picture involved. You know what I'm saying? Christ knew that there was a bigger picture involved. But let's continue. Jesus answered, Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. Like I brought it out earlier. Every ounce of power that is given on this planet is given from the Most High. And Christ is proving that right here. He is telling Pilate, you have no power to crucify me unless God gives it to you. And if God gives it to him, what does that mean? It is of God's will. So he had no power, and Christ knew that. Christ knew that. Right? That's how gangster Christ was. He's telling him this in his face. You got no power to crucify me unless the Most High gives it to you. Well, let's continue. Right? Here we go. Therefore, he that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin. So you have issues. But the man that gave me to you, The man that turned me in, the man that snitched, he has a greater problem. He has a bigger problem. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And from thenceforth, Pilate sought to release him. Like Pilate's whole plan, like, yo, I'm gonna let this dude go. I don't see what their issue is. I don't see what their problem is, what their beef with this man is. I'm gonna let them go. And that's how the Christian church treats us in the ISUPK. Ooh, they hate us. Ooh, they would like to see us lynched. Us speaking against America, us speaking against the ways of this world. Ooh, they do not like that. Just like the Pharisees and the Sadducees didn't like it then. But let's continue. Right. And from thenceforth, Pilate sought to release him. But the Jews cried out, saying, if thou let this man go, thou art not Caesar's friend. So now they threatening him. He's saying, if you let this man go, you're not Caesar's friend. You are against your ruler. You are against your king by siding with this man. By letting this man roam free. Let's continue. Okay. Whosoever maketh himself a king speaketh against Caesar. So at first they're like son of God. That's the reason why, you know, their culture says son of God, but they said now they bring it to his culture. Whoever says himself to be king is against Caesar. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Yahushua forth and sat down in the judgment seat in a place that is called the pavement, but in Hebrew, Gabbatha. So he brought Christ, stood him in front of the people, sat him down in the judgment seat. Like, yo, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, right? And it was the preparation of the Passover and about the 6th hour. And he saith unto the Jews, behold your king. So he's telling unto the people like, yo, mind you, this is a high holy day. This is a high holy day that y'all so ignorantly like to call Easter. But this is a high holy day, and he's asking the people basically to make your vote. We're about to cast your vote. No, he ain't saying, we ain't even get to that part yet, right? He said, he says to the people, behold your king. Like, yo, this your king? Behold your king. Is this your king? Right? Verse 15, but they cried out, away with him, crucify him. Pilate said unto them, shall I crucify your king? So now he's giving them a choice. Should I crucify your king? Y'all got to cast a vote. Should I crucify your king? Right? The chief priests answered, like the Christian church would like to let you believe that all of Israel was against Christ. Like all of Israel voted against him. You know what I'm saying? And voted for his crucifixion. The Christian church would love you to believe that. But let me tell you what this says. The chief priest answered, we have no king but Caesar, which is just like the Christians today. Christians telling you today, we have no ruler. It's either Trump or Biden. We have no ruler but Biden. We have no king but Trump. And they want you to have that same mind frame. They want you to have that same mind frame. They voted against Christ, and you want to vote for Trump and Biden. So in here, you're voting against Christ too. You are voting against Christ too. And that's why the Most High said, we shall not set no king over thee. Because it's up to us, we will be setting heathens over our nation on a daily basis. Because when we had a righteous man who was willing to lead and direct us properly, the rulers and the leadership of that day voted against him. He straight up and down voted against him. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 40 and 28. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Oh yeah, let me pop it up in here. Hopefully I spelled it right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg. Let me tell you something. That's what we've been doing this whole time in this country. We have been reduced to beggars. And this woman is giving her son some wise advice. My son, lead not a beggar's life. Stop begging. Stop begging. What do you mean? Thought this class was about voting. What does voting got to do with begging? Let me explain. You've been voting since the late 1800s, right? And during that time, we've been trying to cast our votes and we getting abused. We've been getting harmed and lynched, tarred, and feathered, dragged by trucks. We've been catching hell because we wanted to vote. And some of those votes were casted successfully. And then the 60s come around, and then we able to vote with no hindrance, no impedance, no problems. And literally about 50% of all the Black people since the 60s, half of us, literally half of us have been voting. Literally since the 60s. What problem has been solved? What problem has been solved? Let me tell you something. Since the 60s, we've been begging for better pay. Since the 60s, we've been begging for better living conditions. Since the 60s, we've been begging for the police to stop killing us and beating our heads in. Since the 60s, every problem we had today, we've been having since the 60s and before. So why do I say voting is begging? Because you keep on asking, help, 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 solve our issues, help. Every 4 years you cast a vote to help to solve our issues. Have any of our issues gotten solved? Have any of them been solved yet? Still getting your head beat up by police. You know what I'm saying? We still at the bottom of the job market. You know what I'm saying? Your woman's aborting your babies at the highest rate possible. You know what I'm saying? They putting drugs in your community and you begging them to take it out. You know what I'm saying? What progress have we made by voting for them to solve our problems? What progress? That's why we say you're a beggar. Voting is begging because no problem has gotten solved yet. No issue of ours has gotten solved yet. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Let's continue. Like, bear with me one sec. Okay, here it is. The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. Look, that's why we don't get no respect in the world, because the whole planet sees us as beggars. We are out here depending on another man's table. Let me tell you something. The democracy is not our table. That's their system. That is their world. That is their way of life, their way of living. You know what I'm saying? That's the way they do it. Just like a monarchy ain't our system. That's why the Most High never wanted us to have a king in the first place. So now our king is not chosen. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying, choice from us. The Most High chose our king. You know what I'm saying? So the monarchy ain't even for us really, but the Most High allowed it. That's what the democratic system, that ain't never going to be for us. So we're at another man's table, begging for him to solve our problems. Look, sir, I'm at your table and I don't got no plate in front of me. Can you put a plate in front of me, please? Nope, there's still no plate. You got no silverware, no cup, nothing. But you're still going to vote for him. He solved none of your issues. You're begging for reparations right now, as if that's going to solve any issue. And he's not going to give it to you. He's not going to give you a dollar of reparations. But you're still going to beg for it, and your vote might be casted upon whatever one may hint upon doing it. Whoever may hint upon giving reparations, that's who you're going to vote for. I mean, you're already planning on voting for Trump because of stimmies. That show you you're chasing a dollar and you're chasing a dream. It's only one way to get out of this hell, and that's to come back together and follow these law, statutes, and commandments like the Bible says. Get up in this school, get up under command of General Yohana so you can learn what the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. He polluted himself with other men's meat. Yo, you looking bad out here, man. You out here begging. Who's supposed to look at you as if you're some type of man of renown and man of respect? Who is to look at you as such? How would your kids feel? See their father just begging instead of having no spirit of war, not going out there and getting it. Where your spirit at, black man? I know where your spirit's at. Your leaders took it from you. The black leaders in these Christian church, black leaders in these Muslim mosques have made us docile, have made us weak. You know what I'm saying? Let's finish this up. But a wise man, well nurtured, will beware thereof. If you're wise, if you're smart, you ain't gonna beg them for nothing. You know who they are. You know the snakes they are. You know the type of people they are. You can look in any history books and see that they are not the people to be voting for. What you think you're gonna get from them? They're gonna charm. They're gonna say whatever they want. They're gonna bring chicken to a black family's house. They're gonna come out with sneakers. They're gonna do all types of pandering, and that means nothing. If you're a wise person, you would know that's exactly what it is: pandering. And they're gonna tell you all the sweetest things. They're gonna hint at reparations. They're gonna get you excited, and nothing's gonna happen. It's been happening forever. I mean, didn't they do that to the North Americans? They promised the North Americans a whole bunch of things, even their own land. North Americans have gotten those reservations don't belong to the native brothers. Those reservations don't belong to them at all. Those reservations belong to the government. That's why they could build pipelines and do whatever they want with it. They only gave it to the natives because it was not productive land. It was not fertile. It was useless. It was useless. And you've seen what happened when a couple of natives found some use of some land and found some oil. What they started doing, they started killing them off slowly till that money reversed right back to their pocket. But these are the type of people you want to vote for. The same people that could shoot a U.S. airman, shot a U.S. airman, killed him. A man that was trying to live the American dream and joined the American military, joined the Air Force, became an airman, just to be killed by the police like any normal brother has a chance of doing. But these are the people that you want to vote for. They have shown all throughout history that they are not a benefit to us. You could try to do this, you could try to do that. You could be so nice and so kind to them. You ain't going to get nothing for it. Your vote is pointless. Let's continue. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless, but in his belly there shall burn a fire. Yeah, you begging. Yeah, that might feel good. It might feel good for the moment. Let's say you do get a crumb. You get a crumb, but guess what? Your hunger will never be satisfied. Your hunger will never be satisfied. So no matter how much you vote for them, our problems will never get solved. It will never get solved. We will be in the same position till we do what the Most High says. And that's for Black, Hispanic, and Natives to unify, come together, start loving each other, and taking care of each other as the Lord dictates. Let's stay in this book. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Let me pop it up in here. All right, if you're there, read along with me. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. I know you Christians like to say you should always pray for your enemies. Yeah, you should. The enemy of your nation, pray for them. That enemy of your nation that's going through the same thing that you're going through, pray that they see a better life. But you also have enemies that's outside of your nation. Yeah. Pray for them too. But pray for their destruction. Pray for their downfall. Pray for the Most High's will to be done. And it will be done. But let's continue. For like as iron rusteth, So it's his wickedness. It's a guaranteed thing. His evil's going to show. It's guaranteed. His evil is going to show. No matter how much you may love him and like him and think that there's some type of benefit unto you, their wickedness will shine right through. Right through. It's guaranteed. Because for sure, iron will rust. It's guaranteed iron will rust. But let's continue. Verse 11. Though he humble himself, he may pander. He may go buy a black family some fried chicken, bring it to their house, have a conversation. He may, shake some black, kiss some black babies and shake some black hands. He may make some sneakers and say it's for the culture. He will humble himself and actually pretend as if he gives a damn about us. You know what I'm saying? He will humble himself. But let's continue. And go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Yeah. Look at him. Watch out for him. Take good heed. I'm telling you this for a reason. You got to take good heed of these people and look out and watch out for them. Let's continue. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So you're going to be looking at him like you wiped the looking glass. Everything's going to be clear to you. You're going to see everything for what it is. And you're going to be seeing this rust as clear as day. Right now, you don't see it. That's why you think it's a good thing to vote for one of them. You don't think it's a bad thing to vote. You actually believe voting is beneficial for the black community, as if it has ever done anything for the black community. But let's continue. Verse 12. Set him not by thee. Like what we were reading earlier is not to set him up over thee. Look, you can't even set him by thee. Don't even set him next to you. You know why? Because he's a snake. He slithers. He's very cunning. He is the deceiver that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. When he hath overthrown thee. Like, look, you set him next to you, he's going to overthrow you. He stand up in thy place. He's going to stand up in your place like he's running the show. So you can't even stand him next to you because that's the way he thinks. He is not to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? Lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words. Like when all this stuff happens to you, then you're going to remember what I was telling you today. Then you're going to remember when that your boss has you train this little kid. Your boss is having you train this little kid. You're not thinking he's a threat. You know what I'm saying? You're training him. You're going out having drinks after working. You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, a few months later, he's now your boss. That whole time you were training him to be your supervisor. That's how it goes. That's how it is in this world. And when that happens to you, you're going to be pricked by these words. As I said, and be pricked therewith. You're going to remember it. It's going to be like, oh, that's what he meant. You're going to remember everything I'm telling you today. Every last bit. Let's continue. Verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Am I going to pity a charmer that's bitten with a serpent? Like, you're dumb. You're stupid. That is literally a snake, and you're trying to charm it. You're trying to be buddied up with it. You're trying to be friends with, trying to entertain it with your little flute, dance with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's a snake. It's a wild animal. So if you get bit by it, am I to feel bad? Probably told you a million times not to do it. but you're still going to do it. You're a dummy. Let's continue. Or any such as come nigh wild beasts. Like, am I going to feel bad if you go play with that grizzly bear? You think the bear's so cute, you want to go pet it? Like, I seen a kid, a little oppressor's kid, walk up to a wild deer, try to pet the deer. The deer stalked that little baby up. Just started click, 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 giving that baby the business. I feel bad for those parents for not training their kid well. Letting their kid think it's okay to walk up to a wild beast. A lot of them do it, going on these safaris and everything. I don't feel bad. So you're going to be just like them by going near them, trusting them, voting for them. By every vote you cast, and you're just trying to bring your people and yourself closer to wild beasts, as if they haven't proven that already. I told you that airman just got killed because some oppressor thought he was going into the right building. Went to the wrong building, shot up the wrong dude, and nobody's arrested to this day. A military man, a man that's trying to assimilate into their society. It's no good for us to assimilate in this society. But that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. That brother wanted to come near wild beasts. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? Like, you're going around these drug addicts, you're going around these nutballs, you know what I'm saying, all these insane people, and you end up doing the same thing that they doing, nobody's going to be surprised. Nobody's going to be surprised of your end because you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire. And when you're voting, you're playing with fire. You know, Deuteronomy 17 and 15 already explained that voting is a sin. It's not our job to be setting anybody over us. So you're going to play with the sinners. Go dance with the sinners. I understand. But hold on. For a while, he will abide with thee. But if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. Look, that's all they're looking for is our downfall anyway. That's exactly what they're looking for is our downfall. You think they're going to be around when we fall? No, they're going to be far away from us, benefiting from the downfall, picking up the pieces and everything. Let's continue. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. And that's what every politician has ever done to every Black, Hispanic, and Native person. He speaking sweetly with his lips. He told us everything we wanted to hear. He made it sound so good. They know what's that boy's name? That boy, Obama. He gave us hope. Hope. And what came from that hope? Despair. Nothing but despair. The LGBTQ grew immensely, not just in numbers, but in power. You know what I'm saying? Wow, look at us. The Asian community got all types of bills to protect them. Not one bill to protect us. No, and we received the brunt of this world's hate. This is the world that we're living in, y'all. This is it right here. You know what I'm saying? And y'all think that this is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think that this is real. Voting is not for Black, Hispanic, and Native people, period. Just don't vote. Come together with your people. Vote for your people. What I mean by that is join your people. Unite with your people. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Like, he may pretend to be sad and cry, but if he find opportunity, he will take your life. If he find it beneficial to get rid of you, he will take your life. If he find it beneficial to get rid of every Black, Hispanic, and Native person on this planet, he would. He would. He has at least attempted a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to end this right there. No, let me read one more. Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Like, I'm telling you, every problem that you have in you, I want you to reflect on it. Sit back and think about it. Every problem that you have, not just you, but every problem we have as a community, can all be drawn back to him. Can all be linked back to him. And you see we'll go no further because he is the root of all problems on this earth. Every problem on this earth. He is the reason why the bees are almost gone. But they love to talk about protecting the bees. He's the one that's fighting for the ozone layer, but he's also the one producing products that have the chemicals to thin out the ozone layer. This is what they do. Play both sides so they don't have to actually make it seem like they're the enemy as a whole. But truly they are. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. So look at every problem that you have and you will see he's the root of it. That he's the one that's there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Mind you, we begged and asked and voted for, let's say, housing. Who benefits from it the most? It ain't us. It's them. So we did all that work for them to benefit for it. We were undermined. Matter of fact, we begged for food stamps because, you know what I'm saying, we can't afford to feed ourselves. And guess who's number one in getting those? The issues. The small hat women are number one in food stamps. They don't even have to wait in line. They can just call up somebody and they'll give it to them. That's what the issues do. They undermined us. Everything that we begged for and we believe that we got is undermined. For example, we wanted to vote, but ain't we now complaining about them suppressing our vote? They undermined our vote. So what are you voting for? Just stop voting. Get into class. We have class every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right on here. Wherever you at right now, that's what we have in class at. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I might even throw in Thursday too. So you can understand the truth about this Bible. Understand the truth about society. Understand the truth about your people. Maybe you understand the truth about you. So this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. I'm the Commander General Yohana. And with that, shalom.